He was born in 1942 in Louisville, Kentucky, as Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr., in a world that did not believe in his potential. He wasn't born into a family of champions. He wasn't surrounded by wealth or opportunity. He came from a world where life was tough, where dreams were small, and where many people felt trapped by their circumstances. But inside this young boy lived something different, a burning fire, a voice that kept whispering, "You are meant for greatness." Everything changed for him at the age of 12 because of a simple moment. His bicycle was stolen. Angry and frustrated, he told a police officer, "I'm gonna whoop whoever took my bike." The officer looked at him carefully and said, "Before you start fighting, you better learn how to fight." And that one line, that small, almost accidental comment, became the start of a journey that would change the world forever. Ali stepped into a boxing gym for the first time, and it felt like destiny calling him. The rhythm of punches, the sound of gloves hitting leather, the sweat, the discipline. He felt alive. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the fastest. But he had belief, and he had heart. And one day, he made a declaration so bold that it shocked everyone around him. One day, I'm going to be the heavyweight champion of the world. People laughed. They thought he was dreaming too big. But Ali smiled. He didn't just believe it, he knew it. Each day he trained harder than anyone. He woke up before sunrise. He ran in the dark. He practiced punches until his arms throbbed. While his friends played, Ali trained. While others relaxed, Ali improved. His coach said he was different from every kid he had ever seen. Focused, hungry, disciplined. Soon, he began winning local fights, then bigger tournaments. And in the 1960 Olympics in Rome, he shocked the world by winning a gold medal at just 18 years old. He returned home a hero. But he wanted more, so much more. In 1964, Ali faced Sonny Liston, the monster of the boxing world. Liston was feared everywhere. Analysts said Ali would be crushed. But Ali danced, moved, and fought with a speed the world had never seen. After Liston quit on his stool, Ali jumped in the air and shouted, "I shook up the world! I am the greatest!" But his victory was only the beginning of a much bigger transformation. He embraced a new identity, a new faith, and a new name. "I am Muhammad Ali." Many criticized him. Many turned away from him. But Ali stood firm. He believed he had the right to become who he wanted to be. And that courage of standing against society became the first sign that Ali was more than a boxer. He was a leader. Then came the greatest challenge of his life. When the U.S. Army drafted him for the Vietnam War, Ali refused to go. He stood before the world and said fearlessly, "I will not go fight for something I don't believe in. I will not betray my faith. I have no war with those people." His words shook the world. Authorities punished him by stripping his titles, banning him from boxing, and taking away his prime years as an athlete. Many called him a coward. Many said his career was finished. The world that once cheered him now turned its back on him. But Muhammad Ali did not break. He said, "I'd rather lose everything than lose my principles." For more than 3 years, he could not fight. No income, no matches, no championship, no spotlight. But every day, he trained anyway. Every day, he reminded himself, "I am still the greatest." When he finally returned to boxing, the world had changed, and so had he. He wasn't as fast as before. He wasn't as light on his feet. But he was wiser, stronger mentally, and more determined than ever. Then came the legendary trilogy with Joe Frazier. Their fights were wars, brutal, emotional, unforgettable. Ali fought not just with his fists, but with his soul. The thriller in Manila pushed both fighters to their absolute limits. It was a fight filled with pain, courage, and unbelievable heart. Ali later said it was the closest he had ever felt to death. But he survived. He endured. And he won. But the world remembers Ali's greatest fight not in America, but in Africa, in Zaire, 1974. The rumble in the jungle. Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. Foreman was unstoppable. Bigger, stronger, undefeated. Everyone said Ali was too old, too slow, too weak. But Ali smiled and said, "I'm going to show you something you've never seen." Ali shocked the world with his rope-a-dope strategy. Instead of attacking, he leaned on the ropes, letting Foreman punch himself into exhaustion. Each punch Foreman threw was like a hammer, yet Ali kept whispering to him, "Is that all you got, George?" Round after round, Ali endured punishment. But he was waiting, planning, calculating. Then came the 8th round. Ali saw the moment. He exploded with a lightning-fast combination, and Foreman fell like a tree. The stadium roared. History was made. Ali reclaimed the heavyweight championship. With his hands raised high, he shouted for the whole world to hear, "I told you all, I am the greatest of all time." But his greatness did not stop inside the ring. Ali became a symbol of courage, strength, and hope for millions. He spoke for the poor, fought for equality, and stood for justice. He traveled the world spreading messages of peace. Children adored him. Nations respected him. His charm, his humor, his honesty, everything about him inspired people. And then life struck him again. In the 1980s, Ali was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. The man who once floated like a butterfly now struggled to control his movements. The loudest voice in sports now trembled. The fastest hands in boxing slowed down. The world watched with sadness, but Ali never complained. He once said, "God gave me Parkinson's to show people that I'm still strong, even when I'm weak." His physical abilities faded, but his spirit grew even brighter. He lit the Olympic torch in 1996 with trembling hands, and the entire world cried. That moment wasn't about weakness, it was about courage, about standing tall even when life tries to break you. Ali continued to help others, visiting hospitals, supporting charities, spreading kindness. He believed that greatness wasn't measured by championships, but by how many lives you could touch. He said, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." When Muhammad Ali passed away in 2016, the world didn't just lose a boxer. It lost a symbol of strength, a champion of justice, a voice for the voiceless. His death brought people of every religion, color, and nation together, because Ali belonged to the world. But legends never die. Ali's story continues to inspire every dreamer, every fighter, every person who has ever felt defeated. His life teaches us that success is not about what you have, it's about what you overcome. Ali showed us that true champions are those who rise after falling, who speak when it's risky, who believe when the world doubts them. He showed us that pain can't stop purpose, fear can't stop faith, and obstacles can't stop destiny. He taught us that confidence is powerful, that belief shapes reality, that grit beats talent, that courage is louder than fear, that greatness is not destiny, it's a decision. Whenever life knocks you down, think of Ali. Whenever people doubt you, think of Ali. Whenever dreams feel impossible, think of Ali. Stand up, fight back, believe again. Because Muhammad Ali said, impossible is just a word. And that is the legend of Muhammad Ali. A man who didn't just fight in the ring, he fought in life. He fought for justice. He fought for humanity. He fought for his dreams, and he won.